In this video, we're going to take a look at creating finish and furniture plans and also start to take a look at our visibility graphics controls. So if you've ever worked in AutoCAD, the visibility graphics controls are going to be the closest you get to layers, but it's a great tool in Revit to control what you see in what view. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. So we already have multiple floors in here with different materials. So I'm going to go ahead and add some furniture to my model. So I'm going to go to my component command and let's go ahead and throw in some desks. See what else is default loaded in here. All right, desks it is. All right, so there we go. In 3D, I can see that I have my flooring options and my furniture here. Okay, going back to my level 1 though. Um, so this view right now is showing everything that's in the model. All right, so we haven't applied any controls or overrides to what is visible. But we're going to want to generate a floor plan that does not show the floors, or the floor patterns or the furniture. And I'm going to want to generate another floor plan that only shows the floors without the furniture, and then a third floor plan or view that only shows the furniture, or which one, vice versa. One that's normal, one that's finishes, one that's furniture. All right, so to do that, I am going to go to my project browser and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say duplicate view. And I have three options here. Um, the third one, we're not going to get into it in this course. I tend to not use it that much. I like these top two options better. So the difference in these two is that duplicate is just going to duplicate the view. Duplicate with detailing is going to duplicate any annotation objects that are in the view. So if I have any dimensions or tags or anything like that, it will duplicate with it. And we haven't talked about tags yet, but we will. But just know that it's any annotation objects will also be duplicated. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the top one here for duplicate because we don't have any annotation objects. And I'm going to do that twice. Okay, so I now have my three views here that we talked about. So I'm going to go ahead and rename them. And I'm going to say no. Remember, if you say yes to this, it's going to rename that level here in your elevation. And then I'm going to rename this one. Again, that's just a right click. All right, so now I have my three plans here. So I'm going to now apply my visibility graphics. So first here in the furniture plan, I don't want the finishes showing. So I'm going to go into my properties browser here for the view. I'm going to go into my visibility graphics override. You'll note that I don't have anything in the model selected right now, so it's the properties of this floor plan. If I have a floor selected, you're going to see the properties of the floor. When nothing is selected, the properties of view. So I'm going to go into visibility graphics here. And then this is all sorted by categories. And this is the same categories that you see when you go into the Revit library. So this is kind of how Revit's main organization is. Everything in the model that is a model element is going to be here under our model categories tab. And everything is sorted into categories. So if I know on this one, this is a furniture plan, I want to turn off the floor patterns. Also, to simplify this, this is showing all disciplines right now. On this drop down, you can go ahead and turn off these structural, mechanical, electrical, piping, and infrastructure. You can turn those off so it's just architecture, and that's going to simplify this list for you so it's not as much information. But I'm going to scroll down to floors here. So I can turn them off. So I'm going to apply it, show you what that does. So then there's no floors whatsoever. Or I can leave those on, and I can go into the pattern here, and I can turn off the pattern specifically. All right, so there is a foreground and a background pattern. So if I uncheck visible here, that's just going to turn off the floor, but I can still see the floors in view. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say OK there. All right, so now I have a furniture plan here. Now I'm gonna go to my finish plan. In the finish plan, I'm going to now go into my visibility graphics and I'm going to turn off furniture. All right, so then I just see the finishes there. And then in the floor plan, I'm going to do both of those. So turn off the patterns in my floors. And I'm going to turn off furniture. There we go. All right, so now I have 3 different views here. And let's go ahead and make some sheets. Let me do. And I did not load the D title block into this yet. And again, I can't go to load because it's going to crash it. But you would have load in the D title block again and then say OK and use that title block. And then I'm going to pull one view onto each sheet. All right, and then I'm going to close these other views. So we can just take a look at the 3 sheets. If I hit window tile and then ZA, so that's a WT and then ZA for zoom all. All right, so now you can see I have my 3 separate views: furniture plan, finished plan, and then just the floor plan.